Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, let's take a walk around and tour of the 2024 Ford F-150 STX. The STX is going to be a trim level that's above the XL, and as you can see, it's basically an appearance package which does give you a couple of nice upgrades, such as a unique set of headlights, tail lights, wheels, as well as a unique cloth interior. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Ford, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's check it out. Starting off here in the front, as you can see, you do have a blacked out grille, which of course is standard on the STX trim level. You do have your black Ford oval right there in the center, which looks pretty cool. You do have LED daytime running lights, as you can see there, with halogen projector headlamps, since this is the STX trim level. You do have your turn markers right there, kind of separating the two bulbs, or kind of the two housings in the middle, as you can see there. And this one does come standard with a set of fog lamps. As you can see, this vehicle does come with a set of Goodyear Wrangler Territory HT tires on 20-inch wheels. These measure 275, 60R20s all the way around. Of course, you do have unique STX badging with a bit of a limeish green trim, which looks pretty cool. You do have your black plastic mirrors and the manual folding. This being an STX model, it does not have Sparky access, so you just have to unlock the vehicle as you would normally do. And as you can see, the exterior color of this one's finished off in shadow black with the unique gray cloth interior with the lime green accents. Starting off here on the door panels, you can see you do have some hard touch plastic material on top of here. However, you do have the soft touch material down here. You also have some stitching right here, which looks pretty cool. You also have controls here for your child lock, window adjusters, as well as which mirror you are going to adjust, as well as your automatic windows. You also have your unlock and lock switches right here. You have a little bit of storage in here, which is actually pretty generous, as you can see there. An area where you can store a cup, some more storage, and another area where you can store a small cup as well. One other thing, this vehicle does have manual adjusting seats, as expected, because this, again, is just above the XL trim. Very nice. As you can see, this vehicle does come with a polyurethane wrapped steering wheel. As you can tell, this being the STX model, you're not going to get anything, really nice, but it doesn't feel cheap. It does actually feel pretty solid on here. You do have controls on the left as well as on the right sides. Left is going to house some cruise control settings as well as a safety feature. Your audio controls right here, hands-free telephone right there, the controls for the main screen up there for your main menu, as well as a phone button, as well as a seat track or to fast forward. That's going to be for your audio as well as any multimedia sources. But as you can see, let's take our attention here to the fully digital display cluster, which looks pretty nice. You have two main gauges as well as four smaller gauges on top. To the left, you're going to have your tachometer. To the right, you're going to have your speedometer, and on the very top, as you can see, you have your coolant temperature, oil level, oil temperature, as well as your fuel range, which, as you can see, it's showing that we are at empty, but fortunately we will not be driving this vehicle, so that way, you know, this vehicle won't stall out or anything. But as you can see, coming down below that, you're going to have your gear selection on the left, what's playing on the radio down in the middle, as well as to the far right. You're going to have some of those features, such as your auto stop start, a compass, as well as your current odometer reading. So as you can see, if we push this menu button here on the steering wheel, we're going to be able to cycle through a couple of different things. And in this case, that brings us to our main menu. As you can see, you have My View, which of course is going to give you some information such as driver assistance, Calm View, Trip 1, as well as Trip 2 information, as you can see there. Fuel economy, tire pressure monitoring system, as well as to configure the My View system. Trip and fuel information, Trip 1 and Trip 2, as well as your fuel economy. Your gauges, measurements, off-road, towing, status/information, navigation, phone, audio, vehicle maintenance, as well as settings. Come down to settings, you can configure the gauges. You can show selectable gauges, swap gauge position, first selectable and second selectable gauges, as well as a temperature gauge option. Or you can put your speedometer in kilometers an hour. Coming over here, we're going to be taking a look at a 12-inch productivity display, which looks really nice. As you can see, you do have your preset stations right down here. You can kind of see what options you have, or you can select which one you want to change out. And then you have your different submenus down here. So for example, you have audio. It's going to show the source. It's going to show what's currently playing. As we're looking at right now, you can adjust the sound, direct tune button right up there. You're going to go to phone. You can add a phone for the vehicle via the Bluetooth system. We come now to navigation. It's going to give you a nice look of the navigation system, which looks really nice. The pinch to zoom and the quality of the camera looks really, really impressive. You do have a little side menu right here, of course, which if you push this, you're going to have map orientation, voice, traffic on map, avoid on route, show on map, weather, as well as more settings. Coming down to favorites, you can add favorites. In this case, you have phone list, recent calls, messaging, email, audio sources, towing, zone lighting, as well as sound settings. And then to come over here, driver assistance, vehicle settings, Wi-Fi, as well as vehicle hotspot. Coming over to apps, find mobile apps, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, as well as mobile apps help. Come down to settings, you're going to have things such as your radio, add phone, sync navigation, sound, vehicle, clock, general, and display. Connectivity, vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, software updates, Ford Assistant, 911 Assist, as well as valet mode. And then over here in the corner, you're going to see your source as well as what's playing on the radio. And as you come down to features, you're going to have driver assistance. So let's say you click on that. It's going to kind of run down all the safety features that are in the vehicle, such as a lane keeping system, pre-collision assist, exit warning, rear view camera delay, blind spot information system, parking aid sensors, cross traffic alert, reverse brake alert, as well as driver alert, as you can see. Zone lighting. Okay, as you can see there, we're going to close out of that. Towing, information about towing, owner's manual. You can access the vehicle's owner's manual from in the vehicle, as well as record feedback, which deals with anything that was said in the vehicle. You can kind of view it and all that stuff. And then coming right up here, you're going to have your auto stop start. You're going to have a camera, which you can see the full camera right now. It looks pretty cool. And the quality of that camera is pretty good as well. You're going to have your hazard button right up there, as well as your traction control button, whether you want to turn that on or off. And as you can see, as we go back to the area where we were before, that's kind of a quick look at the nav system as well as the infotainment system in the F-150 STX. Coming down here below that, you are going to have your volume knob and tuning knob, controls for your audio right in here, of course, which is pretty impressive. You do have single zone climate control down here. Since this is the STX trim level, you can turn off the air conditioning, rear vents, of course, you can turn it on from there. Recycling, AC, fan positioning, and then of course you have max AC for cold as well as for heat, and of course your fan speed. With that said, coming down here, you do have a USB-C as well as a regular USB port, an area you can store your device to make a charge with that USB. You have a little storage area right here. You have 2 cup holders, and as you come over here, as you can see, you have a very good amount of room, as well as a small little storage area here that you can store small items in. But look at the amount of room that you have in here. It's pretty remarkable, as you can see there, which is pretty nice. Zoom it out just a little bit. As you can see, there we go. And just the material on here looks pretty nice with the stitching as well. Now, one thing I will say about the STX's interior is that the premium cloth is very nice. It doesn't feel cheap at all. I love the lime green stitching here that you'll find on the seat, as well as kind of on the inner portion right here, which looks pretty cool, as well as on the headrest up here, which looks pretty nice as well. But overall, I do like the comfort of the seating. It actually looks pretty good, and it certainly does a great job. As you can see, you have a little storage area right in there that says F-150. And overall, the dash looks pretty nice, as you can see there. Now, put the vehicle into reverse using the 10-speed automatic transmission. You do have that backup camera with guidance lines that adjusts as you turn the wheel. You also have additional camera views here, such as a split screen view and a top-down view. And then you have your parking sensors and parking aid buttons right there. And so, with that said, the last thing we're going to talk about here is going to be the different drive modes, which, as you can see, brings us to here. You're going to have normal, which is balanced everyday driving. Tow haul for trailering and heavy payload. Eco for efficient driving. Sport spirited on-road driving. You have slippery for wet, icy, and snowy roads, as well as trail for light off-roading. Now, the only drive mode that this vehicle doesn't have is the mud/ruts, and that's because this is a 2-wheel drive vehicle, not a 4-wheel drive vehicle. Anyways, with that being said, coming up here, you do have your glasses holder there, controls for the lights. You do have your visor here. Obviously, no little mirror or anything like that. And as you come down here, of course, you do have controls. They're going to be for your headlights, fog lights, an area for the little window in the back of the truck, as well as your gauge dimmer switches. But overall, with that said, it's very impressive. And with that said, let's go ahead and check out the rest of this vehicle. Now, this is an extended cab, so all you have to do is just simply open this portion here. And as you can see, this is the back seat. You don't have anything too special back here, but you do have the premium cloth interior continuing throughout, as well as that lime green stitching, as you can see there, which looks pretty cool. You do also have 2 cup holders here. You do have rear vents, as well as a little area where you can plug in your devices. USB-C ports down there, as well as a traditional outlet plug right there. And you do have 2 seat pockets, one on both sides. You do have your easy fuel capless fuel filler. as well as an illustration of how to use it if you're using a traditional gas tank. The STX does come with LED taillights, your F-150 badging right there. You do have your rear parking sensors down there, as well as towing, as you can see. Open this up, it comes down. No soft opening tailgate or anything like that. But as you can see, you do have a spray and bed liner, which looks pretty nice. You have little areas where you can store some things on both sides. And that's pretty much about it as far as back here is concerned. You don't have the Pro Power onboard, you don't have the LED cab lighting. Again, this is an STX model, which is right above the XL. Under the hood of the F-150 STX, we're taking a look at a 2.7 liter turbocharged V6. It produces 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is also pretty impressive, as we'll discuss on the window sticker. And of course, it's controlled through a 10-speed automatic transmission. All right, guys, last but not least, let's go over the window sticker of this vehicle. Now, as you can see, I miscorrectly stated that this is a shadow black exterior. This is actually Agate Black Metallic. It's a 2024 F-150 4x2 Super Cab with a 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost engine through a electronic 10-speed automatic transmission. Again, the exterior color is Agate Black Metallic with the black STX cloth interior. As you can see, the top portion does show what comes with the vehicle standard. And then kind of right down below, you don't really have any options added to the vehicle. As you can see, you do have the 20-inch dark gray machined aluminum wheels, as well as the 200A equipment group, which is the STX series. And then, of course, you do have some things here. The base price for this vehicle, as well as total, comes out to $46,000. Destination delivery, which is $1995, which brings it out to $47,995. And then you get that $2,000 discount because it's an STX trim level, which brings the price down to $45,995. But as you can see, there are some extra things that were added to the vehicle, as you can see there, which adds on about $3,200. And the total price for this vehicle comes in at $49,179. Fuel economy is pretty decent, as you can see with this vehicle coming in at 19 city, 25 highway, and 21 combined. And this vehicle does get an overall vehicle rating from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration of 5 out of 5 stars. Overall, guys, it has been very, very pleasant to take a look at the STX, as not only is this the more affordable option of the F-150 trim levels, but it does actually look nice. You do have the digital display, the 12-inch infotainment system. You do have a couple of nice features in here that you could not have gotten on a previous generation STX or XL, but Ford has kind of changed up the game a little bit with that, and as you can see, it does look really nice. So with that said, guys, that's going to conclude this walk around and tour of the 2024 Ford F-150 STX, finished off in Agate Black Metallic with the premium cloth STX interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.